Hello class, we're going to go over project 1-6 on page 36 in lesson 1. I've got the Don Funk Music video 1-6 open. And the first thing I'm going to do, even though it doesn't say this, is I'm going to give myself a little bit more room here to show my Gantt chart and my task, like sliding this divider over and taking away some of the room on the task entry table, which is this section here. I'm also going to use the zoom control to zoom out just a little bit. This way we can see a little bit better what's going on. This project plan actually is only partially finished because we see that there's some sections here that have been scheduled out to 516 rather, but this section here doesn't look like it's had much done to it at all. Everything's starting on at the same time, and clearly all of these things can't start on January 4th. So we're going to build out the second half of this Gantt chart. So let's look at step 1. It says insert a new row after task 13 and name the task scene 1. Well, in order to insert a task, we need to click on the task below where we want to insert. So if we want to insert a task after 13, we have to click task 14 and then click the task button, and if we do, it says insert task. Now it'll actually ask us what type of task, because you can there are a number of types. Recurring will allow you to, of course, schedule like a meeting every Monday at 2 o'clock, and it'll just put all those out there. But here we just want a single task. So here we go, new task right below 13, and now we can just type the name, scene. This is step step 1. Name the new task scene 1. And this will do that. I'm going to hit enter. Okay, now it says in step 2, add a milestone. So we're going to definitely be inserting a task. Add a milestone to begin the scene 1 begin, and a milestone to end the scene 1 complete. So we need to enter 2 milestones. Well, if we, scene 1 is going to be the summary task that encapsulates or encompasses all of the scene 1 type tasks below. But what they're asking us to do is to insert or add a milestone to begin the scene. So we'll click here. I'm going to be inserting a milestone between scene 1 and then the first task of the scene 1 group of tasks. Click milestone. Notice it said new milestone, put it 0 days, and now I'm going to put scene 1 begin. And this is the first part of step 2, and then I'm going to hit enter. Now I've got a milestone here, and I'm going to now go down to the right below the last task of scene 1. Click on task 22. I'm going to click insert milestone. Here I'm going to type scene 1 complete. Go, hit enter. But all of these things are now at the same level. And what task 3, or step 3 on page 36 wants us to do is to indent tasks 15 through 21 under scene 1 so that scene 1 becomes a summary task. And this is what they mean. I'm going to click on step 15. I'm going to hold the shift key down and hit the down arrow till I get to scene 21. And watch what happens when I use the indent button. This task becomes a subtask. Well, that means tasks 15 through 21 are going to become subtasks. And there we go. And notice that I'm just going to click away anywhere just to deselect it. Notice that I can now collapse scene 1. It disappears. I can expand scene 1, and now I see that these are subtasks. So now we have to operate on the rest of the project. And now in step 4, it says add 2 more summary and subtask, 2 more sets of summary and subtask for scenes 2 and 3 under the production summary task. So that's here. And what they're saying is we want to essentially copy, because we want them to be identical to the scene 1 tasks and subtasks, except for the scene number. So this is what I'm going to do. Just to make it a little bit more clear, I'm going to click on this. I'm going to left-click the mouse to get the operations menu. I'm going to click copy. So now I've got a copy of tasks 14 and all the way through 21 because it's copied the subtasks too. I'm going to click on task 22. I want to put scene 2 right below scene 1. So I've clicked on here. I'm going to click the left mouse button again, and I'm going to click in paste. So watch what happens. Now I've got 2 scene 1s. Except, of course, I'm going to be changing the name or the name to scene 2 for all the way down. Let's do this once more because it actually, in step 4, it asks you to do this twice. So actually, I can now collapse this, go down here, and I'm going to insert scene 3 in just a second. Paste. There we go. Now it's just a matter of going into scene the copy of scene 1, double-clicking, bringing up the summary task information dialog where I can now edit. I'm going to make that scene 2, and this will take a little while, so I'll just do this. It'll take me no longer than it took you, but this is what essentially we're doing here. We're changing the copied set of tasks to be uniquely numbered, and we will do this for the next one as well. And if you want, you can sort of fast forward a little bit to catch me at the end of all this editing, or you could watch me and hopefully you won't fall asleep. Oops. And then this milestone is seen to complete. Okay, so that takes care of, we have now seen 1 and 2. Let me scroll, there we go. I'll just collapse this to make it a little bit more clear. And now I'm going to expand this and go through the same process. 3. You notice there's no bulk edit reminder prompting me to be able to do bulk edits because this one is changing the name of a task, and it doesn't know what my intention is for the rest of the task. So this is pretty much a manual process. So, almost done. Okay, so we are done. Now we have seen, and this is, I'll collapse it. So now I've got scene 1, 2, and 3, and notice they all happen at the same time. So the next set of steps, we're going to start to add relationships to push them out into the future. So step 5, assign subtasks for scene 1, 2, and 3, finish to start relationships. So what they're saying is, going to scene 1, we want to select all the subtasks. So I click on row 15 and I hit the down arrow till I have all the subtasks of scene 1 selected. I will click the link button and it puts them all in a start to finish. That is the default link type. The reason why I didn't choose task 14 as part of my link is because that's a summary task. And when you have a summary task, it's the subtasks below that show the relationship rather than the summary task. You could show the summary task in a relationship, but it would be redundant and it would simply mean that scene 1 would be connected, the summary task would be connected to the first subtask, which sort of makes sense, and you don't really need to explicitly show that. So I've only linked the summary task. As a matter of fact, yes, we don't see a link on task 14. 14 is actually, if you look at this icon here, and I'll expand it a bit, the summary task now no longer shows a Gantt bar or a diamond for a milestone. It actually shows this bracket. So summary tasks, and you can see them here, they're a little bit smaller because I haven't expanded yet, but this is what a summary task look like. And by the way, as we later on in the course, if these don't look prominent enough, you could actually change the color or the shape or the width or the size of what your summary Gantt chart bars look like to make them stand out more. But by default, this is what they look like. So now we're going to do the same thing for scene 2. So here I'm going to select Shift down arrow, select them all. Oops, a little too far. There we go. I'm going to scroll, show you what I've selected. All the tasks in scene 2. There we go. And now by this time, you should be familiar with this operation. So I'm going to do the same for scene 3. Select them all. Oops, one too many. I just hit the up arrow to unselect one of the multiple selects. Click the link, and now I've accomplished step 5. Step 6, we want to assign a finish to start relationship between the complete milestone from scene 1 and the begin milestone for scene 2. So let's see how we do that. And by the way, when you have something rows selected and you want to deselect them, you can just click anywhere in the task table and it'll deselect those. So now let's find out where the milestone is. Here's the scene 1 milestone complete. I'm going to make sure my cursor has that 4-sided arrow shape. Hold the left mouse button down, drag, I get the link line, drag it over to the scene 2 milestone. And if it doesn't quite work, it means that you just haven't put your cursor exactly where it needs to be. There we go. So now these 2 milestones are selected, or linked rather, and the rest of that step, step 6, has us doing the same thing for the complete milestone for scene 2 and the begin milestone for scene 3. And actually, I don't know if you can see this, but when you actually are hovered correctly over the new task, it sort of lights up, or actually, if you look at the dialogue just to the left, of course, if I let go of the mouse, you won't see it. But notice how there's a box that says finish start link. As soon as it knows where it's landing, you'll see that it says task 31, and that's that milestone. So now I should be good to let go, and it's done. So we've accomplished step 6. Let's see. Now we want to link the complete milestone from the scene 3 over to production complete. So now I'm just linking milestones. More of the same. Here we go. So now we know that production complete is dependent on the this task, which is a milestone, is dependent upon the finishing of the scene 3. And now the last step, link the production milestone to, this is step 8. Link the production complete milestone, that's this one, to link the production complete milestone and the post-production begins milestone with start to finish. Oh, I think they already are. So we are done. This is what the file should look like when you're all finished. And if you had any trouble doing it, then I hope this video was helpful.